So I'm not sure if you caught my masterclass last night, but it was amazing. We had a few hundred people on the call, and I really broke down scientifically some of the greatest themes of wealth creation from some of the greatest guests on LondonReal. And it was really interesting to see how everybody from Grant Cardone to Dan Pena to Robert Kiyosaki to Jim Rickards, they all kind of have these three themes. The first one is they all have a spiritual component to their wealth. And this is something a lot of people are surprised. They all have a higher purpose. They're trying to do something greater than just get a few extra shekels, than put a few commas. They want and have a higher mission, and that's what allows the wealth to flow to them. The second thing that they do is they recognize that the difference between a rich person and a poor person is their relationship with fear, and they understand you must take risk to get that. Unfortunately, with our school system, we've been taught not to take risk, right? We've been taught to do everything correctly and raise your hand in class and be quiet and try to do really good and right between the lines, and then you get rewarded, right? That creates terrible entrepreneurs. That creates great worker bees, and you can be a good little worker bee and get your little salary, which is basically the worst thing you can ever get because you'll never create wealth. And the last really, really important thing was be creative, not competitive. And one of my favorite entrepreneurs, Peter Thiel, has a great expression: competition is for losers. I love that expression. And Peter famously put $500,000 in Facebook in 2004 and took out $1 billion in 2012. Palantir, he's done so many great things. But I love that concept. And again, in school, we're taught to compete with each other. You got a B, I got an A. I'm going to do a little bit better than you. That's competition. Real innovators, real wealth is created when you don't compete, when you innovate and then dominate a market. Look at the Amazons. They don't compete with anybody. Look at these massive companies. They don't compete with anybody. They dominate. And to do that, you have to be creative. So these are some themes that lead to wealth creation. And most likely you're not following any of these because you grew up in the matrix. Let's be honest. You grew up in a school system that is created to make you a good little worker bee and not create wealth, but to fall in line and get your little paltry salary. And again, I worked in the city of London in finance for many years. I worked with some high-level lawyers, and they're just as bad. They live paycheck to paycheck. Okay, the paycheck might be making them millions, but they still never create wealth. They wait for someone else to give them something every single week, and it becomes like a drug, and it makes you weak in the long run. So look, if any of these themes are ringing true to you, you can watch a replay of my masterclass at LondonReal.tv/wealth. Also, we got a few days left, and I'm closing my Wealth Academy. If any of this resonates with you, well, then join me. We're taking a few people through months and months of deprogramming your brain, reprogramming it, then showing all sorts of ways to 10x your wealth, cut your expenses, and I'm going to teach you about all the financial instruments out there, from real estate to stocks to bonds to equities, commodities, crypto, early stage investing, and then I'm going to show you how to plan that winning future and really build that generational wealth. I've never done this before. I couldn't be more excited. There's some great energy in this group. There's a great vibe, and we've really got a great mission. So I look forward to seeing you inside. There should be a link below, or LondonReal.tv/wealth. Come, join me, pull the trigger. But by the way, this is not for people who don't want to take action. It's not for people that aren't willing to invest in themselves and invest in this program. So if you're looking to just phone it in or coast, go somewhere else. I'm only really looking for people that want to high perform, take it to the next level, and do beautiful and big things. And if that's you, I'll see you on the inside. Booyah.